Ross.
Alan, good to see you, and Vanessa. I just want to ask about ticket prices and where they go to. You have a hedging strategy in place that has actually made the airline a little immune from the rise in oil prices that we have seen, yet ticket prices have clearly accelerated significantly, both domestically and internationally. You're also at this time, while there is recovery in the passengers flying, you're actually saying you're taking flights out domestically in this last period of time to increase your yield. That also will put pressure on seat prices. Can you tell us over the next 12 to 18 months what you anticipate occurring to seat prices, especially as some of those hedges that you have on oil prices currently start to come off?
Well, I might answer first, Ross, and then get Vanessa to talk about the hedging and how we view hedging and how that plays into this. But it's fair to say that we've seen a dramatic rise in fuel. You would know that. In filling up your car at the Bowser, you would absolutely know that there's been a significant increase to where we were before COVID. And to put in the context for us, for this year, we're forecasting that we will be 60% higher in fuel costs than we were back in 2019 before COVID. That means we'll have $1 billion more in a fuel bill compared to 19, and we'll only have 75% of our international flying and less than 100% of our domestic flying. So that's a huge increase in cost. So I think even this quarter, it's 80%. It's 80% up for us compared to pre-COVID levels. Now, we have to pass that on because we can't digest that after $7 billion of losses in 3 years. We will be passing it and are passing it on. So part of taking the capacity out, twofold, it is to improve RASK, it is to get yields up in order to cover those fuel costs. And I think a lot of airlines around the world are doing the same thing. But what we are seeing is still very attractive airfares out there. One of the best innovations we've ever done is Jetstar. Jetstar is estimated, we think, to carry 13 million people in the coming year. 5 million of them, just about 5 million of them will travel, even in this oil price environment, for under $100. 10 million will travel for under $200. Some of the taxi fares, from Melbourne to Tullamarine, I think I've seen a taxi fare that's more than that. So these airfares are still unbelievably attractive. So we will still continue to offer that value for people out there. But it is a cost that we have to pass on. It's a cost that we can't digest given what we've gone through. And I might get Vanessa to talk about the hedging position.
Yeah, we've had, and we do have a hedging policy that looks forward for 24 months, but it's on a declining wedge. So we're more hedged in the near term, but have a lower profile in the outer years. And what that does, and it's designed to do, is really just to buy time. We can't and we don't try and predict fuel prices in the forward view. We can actually just protect ourselves to create time to be able to adjust our schedules to be able to get the RASK outcomes that we need. As we said before, 80% is the cost of fuel versus FY19 and 60% over the year. If we convert that into what the required RASK increase that we would need over the next year to cover the cost of fuel is 10% domestic and 20% international. And that's mainly because international consumes more fuel than the short-haul domestic does.